the hell? Hi. I want to talk about mental burnout because I'm in it. And yeah, so I was like running around and like unable to focus and trying to figure out what to do with my life and the current problems that I have, trying to constantly figure out how to actively solve them. How can I come up with the best routine for me and my kids throughout the day? How can I come up with the best routine for me? Like, just so many different things that I'm trying to figure out. And the way that I think through association. I don't really think in a linear fashion. Like, you'll be talking about something, you'll say something, and suddenly that will make me think of something like over out in left field somewhere. And then you're like, how did you? My husband's always like, he's like, how did you? What? Where did you just go? I'm like, oh well, when you. But anyway, and I feel like I have the brain fogs, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like why can't I get it together? Like why? What is freaking going on? Like, is something inherently wrong with me? I knew that wasn't the case, but it's just like very frustrating because I'm like, I should be able to sit and do this. And so it I have determined this, at least, yeah, I've determined that I'm just mentally exhausted because I'm always in my head. And like lately I've been having anxiety and everything like throughout the night, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if that's because I'm mentally exhausted, honestly, or if it's because my nose has been congested either due to allergies or like something that I've been eating, whatever. And so that can lead to anxiety when you're not getting enough oxygen. You can't freaking breathe, you know? And I'm a nose breather, I'm not a mouth breather. So, like, consciously holding my mouth open while I'm sleeping becomes a little bit of a, like not a habitual thing. So it closes, and suddenly I'm waking up and I'm like gasping for air. But anyway, yeah. So, over much more thought, which is one thing that I really should just stop doing, but obviously, like, thinking is a necessary thing, I have determined that I'm mentally exhausted and I've just been spending entirely too much time in my mind trying to figure things out, not enough time in my body, being present with my body, and definitely not enough time being present with my spirit. To show you how much I'm in my head, like all the freaking time. I'm in my head so much and I'm constantly consuming information, how to do this, how to do that, how blah 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 blah, that I don't even give myself the time to practice what it is that I learn consistently. So, not wise. I don't even know if it worked because I jumped from one thing and went right on to the next one. I didn't even practice it for 24 hours. It has been on my mind that I need to meditate for a long time now, and I have just not made time to consistently do it, and I'm now paying for it. Like, I'm picking up my lip and everything. Like, I'm disassociating. I'm tripping. I'm tripping just because I'm just going like, So for the past a couple of days, I think yesterday, I don't even know because that's how freaking fried I am. I feel like a vegetable. I have been like just trying to cut off my thoughts, just trying to be like my husband because he just has a superpower. He's like, just turn it off, like the Vampire Diaries. Just turn it off. Just stop thinking. Like, I literally just want to be like Patrick Star, drool and all if it's necessary, like whatever. But I want it to be by choice. I don't want to be in a coma or anything like that. I had to correct myself. Yeah, so I have been meditating a little bit, trying to take moments to myself, being conscious about not ignoring the urges of my body. Like, I need to go to the restroom or I'm thirsty, because I've noticed that I've gotten into the really bad habit of, like, when I'm thirsty, I'll push it off to do something else, like whether it's to take care of the kids or go pick up something in the living room, whatever. But basically, I've been like pressing the urges of my body like to the side, and I'm like, that's a little weird. That's not very great to care. Self care skills there. So I've been sitting outside and just trying to stay present and in the moment. I've minimized my social media time by a lot, because when I look at my screen time, I'm like, oh my goodness, been there for a little minute. Like the doom scrolling and like that wasn't helping either. Just the overwhelming amount of information that's flooding through my eyes, and that's just going all up in the cerebral cortex or whatever part of the brain that it goes to. It's entirely too much information for me to be processing. So of course, don't really have any mental energy left to figure out whatever it is that I actually need to figure out in my reality. I am holding a lot of tension currently, been holding a lot of tension in my belly. And I don't know, I remember doing that as a teenager, like the whole suck the stomach in, and I don't know what's going on with that, but I've been carrying a lot of tension in my belly. So when I try and take the deep belly breaths, because I've been all up here with the breaths lately, up in the shoulders instead of down in the belly where it needs to be. And I realize I have a lot of tension down there, and I have to consciously relax my belly. So I've been trying to be present in my body and actually regulate my emotions. I've been trying to sit quietly and reconnect to my intuition, and I did some meditation yesterday, and I got a couple of thoughts. They were healthy enough, so I'm just saying they came from my intuition. I think they came from my intuition. I have to practice listening to it more, so the stronger it'll get. But essentially at the heart of it, one of the messages was the glass is still half freaking full. Because I have a tendency, okay, specifically this is like for my vision, like my literal eyesight. Okay, so I was having a hard time like focusing on something, and so I was just like, damn it, I would see it clearly for a few minutes and then I wouldn't be able to focus on it anymore. So damn it, I just closed my eyes. And the message that I got was that, the glass is still half full. Like, just enjoy the few moments that you do see it clearly. Another message was that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Also, I'm going to be fearless. And also, like, my intuition, my inner spirit, higher self, source, God, whatever you want to call it, knows exactly where we're going. So the GP, and they made me think of how sometimes people will ask me, like, do you know where such and such is? And I'm like, no, but my GPS does, Google Maps does. That made me think of that moment when I tell people that. Like, so my GPS, if I don't know where we're going, my GPS knows where it is we're going. The driver that I'm in the car with knows where we're going. I don't need to constantly try and give them directions and ask them about. I just need to sit back. And relax and be quiet. Actually, they're not even the driver. They're the GPS, they're the navigation system. I'm driving. I need to be quiet and stop trying to figure out the directions and just wait for my intuition to tell me to turn. But in order to do that, I have to be still. That's definitely something I gotta practice. Because I was sitting there meditating, and before I knew it, 48 minutes had passed. That's how much I was enjoying just sitting there, not thinking. Of course, my mind wandered a little bit, but whatever. That's fine, because I kept bringing it back. So I did that. The other message that I got was to keep your heart open. Keep it open, and reason being, that really helps me when I need to process emotions and let them pass through me, instead of me feeling something and then clenching up and trying to resist it, and now it's stuck in me, and now I'm just stuck with it. And it's something that I can physically it's something I can physically feel. It's a tension. So I was sitting and I was trying to relax and keep my heart open, and you know, suddenly I'm crying. So yeah, glad I got that out, because like there's just things that need to be released, things that need to be danced out, gyrated out, or something, twerked out, whatever it is. Tell me, what is it? What do you do? Like, what works best for you when you get into this type of state, this mentally exhausted state? What do you do personally? Because I'm looking to add to, figure out like what works best for me. So that would be very helpful. And I'm also just loving to learn what people do. For all I know, you might go outside and throw rocks at trees. That's something I could get into. I think I did that. I don't have any rocks. I guess the message is, if you're like suffering from the mental burnout or whatever, remember that you are mind, body, and spirit, and that the three of those things need to be balanced. And kind of like work on engaging with all three aspects of yourself, so you're not suffering from mental exhaustion and like sitting outside in your backyard looking like a mental patient. Yeah. So yeah.